Hello there guys, what's up? Son of Chelsea back here again for another video, and today I'm here to give you my top 3 Premier League players. Now this video was inspired by the Ball Street Social Club. They did basically a video talking about their top 3 players. And the reason I've done this is also Jack Reed from Talk Norwich, a channel that I love watching, so go and check his channel out as well, did it. So I thought, why not come in here and give you my top 3, and also the added bonus for you guys is you can have a chance to win a Chelsea shirt basically, or any Premier League shirt basically. All you have to do is go on the Ball Street channel, but I'll explain to you more details of how easy it is to be in with a chance of winning a Premier League shirt. But wait to the end of the video, I'll explain there. But let's get into it, my top 3 Premier League players. Starting off with number 3. Now, the reason these 3 players I feel that have gone into my list, and the reason I've judged them on this, is because I really wanted to look at it from an extent of how big players that are absolutely huge for their club, and players who are missing for that team, you know, can have a massive negative impact on that team. The skill, the flair, the technical ability of course comes into all that, but really I can make no one happy. You know, there's really no way I'm going to make everyone happy in this list. I'm sure you guys are going to disagree with nearly every one of them, so leave it in the comments below your top 3. But starting off with number 3, Dimitri Payet. Yes, the West Ham basically god by now. Since he's coming in the summer, he's done so well for West Ham. Pretty much, you know, where did this player come from? You know, how did none of the supposed big clubs in the Premier League not pick, you know, Dimitri Payet up? A class player, came into the league, showed his worth on the first day away at Arsenal when West Ham had that brilliant 2-0 win. And the technical ability of him, the class, the skill, the finesse, the goals, the vision of the player, it's brilliant. And, you know, watching Payet play is just a pleasure. You know, you watch someone there, and it's lovely to watch players that you just feel it's just like natural to them, you know, players that you just watch play football and it just looks like they were just meant, they were born to play football. And that's exactly what Dimitri Payet is as a player. And just if you look at it, the amazing contribution he's made to West Ham. When West Ham don't have him in the team, they win less games, and creatively, they're just not the same beast going forward. West Ham, sure, have got a really good team. They've built a really good team. They've got a good manager in Slaven Bilic. But when Dimitri Payet isn't there, and we saw recently against Manchester City how big of an impact he makes. You know, even if he isn't on the score sheet, he still is a key player. He can just pass the ball around. He can make things happen on the pitch, and that's what West Ham need. And I'm sure that's what the West Ham fans love watching as well. So number 3, Dimitri Payet, just simply because of how big he's been for West Ham this season. And I think for West Ham, he's going to get them into a really high position this season. Number 2 is probably the fairy tale story of this season, Jamie Vardy. All the goals he's scored. And, you know, if I just take it back to last weekend against Stoke, he ended this long goal drought, you know, and that shows you mentally how good he is at the moment. You know, there was lots of question marks over Jamie Vardy recently, you know, after he had that amazing score streak or that run of goals in the first part of the season, and people are like, oh, well, now he's going to sort of calm down, you know, he's got that injury, maybe he won't come back. But no, he's still scoring. And Jamie Vardy, I think, is a player that every fan loves. He's the definition of a player that I think every fan loves. Someone who looks like literally they die on the pitch for the club. Someone who goes onto that pitch, puts their all in, harasses, and as well just looks like it never gives up. You know, the amount of goals he scored, the amount of impact he's had when just harassing defenders. You know, I think we all love to see that. And as well, I think what comes into it as well is the story. The story of Jamie Vardy is something I think that is a proud story for English football. I love the way his movement, I think, is brilliant. The way he can move in behind defenders, you know, some of the best. And he scored against all types of defenses. I think that's what's also impressive. He kept on scoring. How clinical he's been as a striker as well. Pretty much nearly, he only really needs one chance and he goes straight through and scores on goal. That's a brilliant attribute to have as a striker. Pretty much Jamie Vardy sums up Leicester in a lot of ways. And number 1, who for me is the best striker in the Premier League, who I feel watching him play, he's just unlike any other. His movement, his skill, his technical ability, the way he can just easily score goals and how clinical he is, it's none other than Manchester City's Sergio Aguero. For me, Aguero is pretty much dragging City for a lot of games, you know, and he's always seemed to do that. He's got the awareness to be in the right place at the right time, and yeah, he scores all types of goals. Headers, he can score long ranges, he can also pretty much take the ball like he did against Norwich and just walk through their defence, you know, and that's what makes Sergio Aguero such a good player. I feel that Sergio Aguero, when you look at the talent of him, when you look at the skill he has, guys, I feel he is above any other player in the Premier League currently, in my opinion, especially for strikers as they go. I think that Sergio Aguero would fit into any team. He's that good, and you know, for Manchester City to have him. So for me, the best player in the Premier League, in my opinion, is Sergio Aguero. Now, as I said, guys, there's gonna be many disagreements with this. I'm sure there's many people sitting there going, why didn't you put this player in? Why didn't you put that player in? There are so many good players in the Premier League. The reason, as I say, the reason I've gone for is 3 players that when you take them out of their teams, they simply aren't the same, and they can't barely, if you look at the stats, they rarely win when you take those players out. And I think that's a real key. I mean, you see some other teams who you can take out a key player, but they're still able to win games. And that's for me what makes Dimitri Payet, Jamie Vardy and Sergio Aguero the best 3 players in the Premier League, in my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Now, as I say, if you want to win a Premier League shirt, you have to go over to the video on the end card, the video that pops up after this video ends. Go on the video, type 100% Chelsea. Yes, that's right, 100% Chelsea to enter the competition. Now, the winner of the competition will be announced on Ball Street's live transfer extravaganza, as they're calling it, the Ball Street Social Live. So deadline day, all of the news around transfers. I'll be on it, guys, so check it out. And yeah, you may be the winner. You may be the winner of that competition. So definitely get over to the video, watch their opinions on the top 3 Premier League players, but also make sure you leave the comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at SonOfChelsea. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you again.
Social Club, I'm joined by Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, James Alcott from Ball Street, and Baz from Toffee TV. This time, we've got a bit of a competition for you guys. We're doing a video around the top 3 Premier League players right now. So I'll be asking the panel who they think their top 3 players are. But I actually want to know who your top 3 Premier League players are. So get them into the comment section